Okay, you've been putting in the work, you're training, riding, and racing, but after all that effort, the big question still remains, am I actually getting faster? Most riders only look at one thing, and that's their race position, but the problem is, race results don't tell the full story. There are so many factors when it comes to racing: the competition level, the course conditions, or maybe you just got a bad start. It's also a common expectation for riders seeking improvement to see immediate, massive gains in their performance. So instead of just looking at where you finished, let's go over 5 ways that you can actually measure your improvement. These are the things that really show if you're getting faster, whether you're racing or just training. So let's get into it. First up, consistency. Most riders only focus on their fastest lap time, but that doesn't tell the full story either. The key to true speed is consistency. Are you able to hold a solid pace over an entire race or ride? Let's say you're training on an off-road loop. If one lap is an 8:45 and the next is a 9:30 and the next one is a 9:05, that's a huge swing. But if you can keep every lap within 10 or 15 seconds of your best, that's a sign of real improvement. One of the best ways to track this is using a GPS tracker like a Lit Pro. Another option is to review GoPro footage, unless you've got a sweetheart who's willing to stand out there with a stopwatch. Now, in off-road racing with large amounts of riders, times will fluctuate more than at your local turn track because the terrain changes. Lap after lap, the sand gets rougher, the ruts get deeper, and the braking bumps get bigger. But as you'll see in later tips, if you're truly improving, you'll notice that even as conditions get worse, you're able to keep your pace more consistent. Fast isn't just about speed, it's about efficiency. The less energy you waste, the longer you can hold your pace, and the smoother your riding becomes. Off-road racing is unpredictable. Every lap could be different, so improving means learning to find better lines, not just faster ones. Let's say you're riding deep sand. Choosing a line that promotes flow and momentum and avoids the chop will save you energy over a long race. A lot of times, finding the smoother line is just a matter of placing your tire just a few inches to the left or the right of the main line. A great way to work on this and improve this is to change your line choice up when you go training at your turn tracks. Experiment with insides or outsides, or combining the two, or riding the edge of the whoops and dodging bumps on corner entries. Inside our premium membership, we have countless videos going over our favorite ways to ride alternative lines and race more efficiently. If you're making better line choices over time, you're getting faster, even if your race results don't show it immediately. Now let's talk about bike control. Confidence. Think about how you felt when you first started riding. Were you constantly dabbing a foot, or getting whiskey throttle, or feeling sketched out in the rough terrain? One of the biggest indicators of improvement isn't just speed, it's control. Are you making fewer mistakes? Are you recovering from sketchy moments that would have just laid you on the floor before? In desert racing, this could be staying on top of whoops without swapping out, or recovering from getting kicked because you're gripping the bike properly. How often do you dab your foot in nasty rock sections, or do you come to a complete stop before riding up a ledge? Give yourself credit where it's due. This is one of our favorite reasons for running action cameras. If you watch footage of yourself from 2 years ago, or heck, even 6 months ago, and compare it to now, you'll probably notice a huge difference in how controlled and stable you look when you're riding. Or you might just find yourself reminiscing about the good old days and how fast you used to be. Speed is great, but it means nothing if you can't hold it for an entire ride or race. If you're fading after 20 minutes of a 2-hour race, that's a problem. Endurance is one of the biggest factors in off-road racing. If you find that you're able to maintain your pace for longer before getting tired, that's a major sign of improvement. The best way to track this is pay attention to how you feel late in the rides or races. Are you still standing in corners? Are you sitting down because your legs are smoked? Are you making more mistakes late in the ride, blowing off the course? That's usually a sign of fatigue taking over. One trick to gauge endurance is how quickly you recover actually after a ride or a race. If you're completely dead for the rest of the day after a 2-hour race, that's something to work on. In off-road racing, improving isn't just about riding fast, it's about racing smart. Take a look at your last few races. Are you getting better at handling pressure from the guys behind you? Are you making smarter passes instead of just forcing bad moves? Maybe you're getting better at reading dust trails and making moves when visibility actually opens up. Maybe you're learning to conserve energy early and attack later in the races. Your ability to think and react in race situations is just as important as your raw speed. So if you're wondering, am I actually getting faster? Don't just go straight to looking at your race results. Track your consistency, your efficiency, your bike control, endurance, and your race awareness. If all of those things are improving, you're definitely on the right path. Now I want to hear from you guys. What's one way that you've noticed yourself improving on the bike over the years? And if you want more ways to take your riding to the next level, check out our online training at ridewiththeknights.com. We do everything in our power to help riders around the world improve on the bike and enjoy a life on two wheels as much as we do. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys inside the course.